You know, I thought about starting the show this morning, as I always say, good morning. And I don't care what political side you're on, I really don't. But the Nancy Pelosi, where she goes, I would say it's a good morning. But we all know it's not. That's on one side of things today. And Ryan, I want to set that aside. Because it would be unfair and unjust. With as bad as that game went yesterday, with everything else that's going to swirl, for all the other things that we got to talk about on benching Watson or what the hell's going on over there, that is unfair of us to do. Because frankly, I'm going to put a lot of my energy today over there at 408 at Progressive Field. I'm bleacher bumming it up today. I'll be there with my wife and my brothers and... Guards! Let's go! Game 2 today, baby. Let's go. Come on. Yeah, we'll talk about the damn Browns too. Whatever. I don't care, man. I'm all in for the Guards today. That's where my focus is at. That's where it's got to be for today. Huge game. Boyd on the revenge. I don't think Tariq Skubal can do it again, man. I really do not think Tariq Skubal can do it again. We'll talk some Guards as we come up, but yeah, we got to get to that autopsy. We got to get to that autopsy, that Browns game yesterday, what that leads for the future from here, what they're going to do with Watson, all that other kind of stuff. We will get to that coming up in a little bit. We'll get back on the grid this week. We got time up. We finally got our giveaway figured out. We'll do that coming up as well. We'll get to time up. Monday Night Football plays, and you know, our Guardians back. I'm feeling a parlay today, young Ryan. I am feeling a nice little spicy parlay. We'll get to all of it, and I'm going to still call this a Victory Monday because the Guards won right here on Big Play. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. He is Ryan Tyler. Ryan, happy to have you back, man. Missed you last week. Huge thanks to Pat and Nick for filling in. You beat Nick on the picks, by the way.
That's
well done.
Surprising. I'm not very good at that.
I'm not really. That really doesn't do much for me, but we'll get to our picks coming up as well as we kick things off today. We will talk a lot of Browns, and we will get to them soon because that's what's on the forefront, and it's just, you know, that's how this town goes, man. And, you know, it's funny to start there. There was I want to say famous clip, but there was a debate that I had that the Guardians got involved with back in my prior stop. And the conversation was about the ranking of these teams in this town. And I am a lifelong Clevelander, and I will forever be a Clevelander. And my ranking, like a lot of people's maybe, is Browns, Guardians, Cavs. And their comeback is, well, you shouldn't have a ranking. And I go, yeah, but I do, you know. And it's not that I would sacrifice a Super Bowl or sacrifice a World Series to win a Super Bowl or anything like that. I want them all to win. I root for all of them, but this is a Browns town, and I love football, I love baseball, I love basketball, but that's how it goes. So it's kind of hard because you want to sit here, and I truly am, and maybe that's why I'm not. Like, trust me, I'm pissed off on how yesterday went, but I am really just focusing my attention today on the Guardians. And that's the great thing about how bad yesterday went. You got playoff baseball today. You go up 2-0. How important that is to a 5-game series and things like that. How tough it's going to be there today. But there's always going to be there. That's why we will talk Browns. But I want to start at least a couple of minutes here talking about the Guardians and today's massive game. And the biggest thing is you go back to Saturday with freaking Lane Thomas, baby, and you started it off with Quan. Like, just all of that Saturday has just put so much onus on this game. And frankly, one of my biggest things for this game today for the Guardians and the Tigers, how much pressure is now on Tariq Skubal? They know, I know, you know, they go down an 0-2 hole, that's about it, okay? And I know there's percentages, and I know there's a chance and they can come back, whatever. You have put so much on Tariq Skubal, unlike that first start that he had in Houston, right? This a little pressure off. Now, he pitched his ass off in that game. Right, I said, I don't know if I could just quite ask that kind of guy to do it again. Just come right back again and facing a Guardians team that he faced once this season so far. But to just look at him and go, oh, just do that again. Dude, I'm feeling really good for today. Bats are hot. You get Boyd on that hill. And I do think it's really smart that a lot of people thought about, oh, man, send him up to Detroit. Have him start that game in Detroit. I really like that he's starting here at home. I love that he still gets the juice of facing his former team, but he gets to do it in front of his fans. And he gets to do it here. A little pressure off of Boyd, more pressure on Tariq Skubal and the Tigers. And again, you shut them out on Saturday, which is great. Ryan, I continue to look at that lineup and say, they had multiple guys who sit down in AAA. Who in that lineup do you really look at and you go, man, they could really hurt it? Bobby Witt ain't over there. Gunnar Henderson ain't over there. Judge, again, I'm not sleeping on Veerling or Kerry Carpenter and things like that, but that's my biggest thing for today for Matthew Boyd. I think you're facing an inferior lineup. Play that way, pitch to him, get some runs, and squeak this one on out today. Obviously, I think it'll be a little bit of a closer game. I'm feeling a 4-2 win for the Guards. Feeling a 4-2 win today. I don't know why. Write that down as my exacto there.
Okay.
I'm feeling that 4-2 win. It's going to be a tough one, but the momentum that you have from Saturday, the fact that you're at home, the fact you got Boyd on the hill, yes, very clearly Tariq Skubal's the better pitcher in this, but I just see a lot of arrows pointing right towards the Guards, man. What a win it was on Saturday, too.
Yeah, man, it just adds something special to it, the fact of you go back a couple months ago when we were at the deadline, right? And a lot of people weren't necessarily pleased with the Guardians' move. They made that pretty vocal. You didn't go get a Jack Flaherty. You didn't go get somebody that was a for sure guy that was going to, patch a hole. But look what happened. Matthew Boyd's been amazing. He's part of the reason we've gotten to this point, got the bye. You look like today, again, you hope he's going to be a big part of another Guardians victory, but then a guy like Lane Thomas, right?
Lane Thomas,
that 3-run jack just busted the doors open in the game one, and it's been awesome to see, and he's really turned up. I know he didn't start off great here in Cleveland, but really he's playing good when it matters.
Yeah, and the thing is, bullpen full contingent of that again. Some people thought this might be that bullpen game. I like that again with Boyd. Dude, again, Clase is going to pitch today. He has to. So if you get a lead, you'd like to save him for the 9th, but you go out there. I hope we don't get there, but I'm just thinking about all this kind of stuff. There's a bases loaded jam or something like that in the 7th inning. Bring him on in. Bring that eraser right back in. All of that is set up so well for the Guards. Dude, I love it that it's going to be 60 degrees. It's going to be a nice fall day over there. Maybe a little overcast as we go. That is playoff baseball, man. We are set up so good. Jose swinging it well. And I saw this from Buster Olney this morning. You want a little fun stat for this game here coming up today?
You sure he didn't get hacked again? This was actually him?
So he got hacked. I saw Rovell got hacked. It's out there, man. No, this is really Buster Olney. From Elias Sports, the Tigers-Guardians series, the combined age of the players who appeared in the opening game for both sides was an average of 26.4 years old. That was the youngest for a Major League playoff game since Game 4 of the 1914 World Series, 110 years ago, between the Athletics and the Boston Braves, the Philadelphia Athletics and the Boston Braves. That's how long it's been to have that young core or that young group of players to be out there. So I get, that's bright future for the Tigers. That's certainly a bright future for the Guardians today. And I'm going to steal this from my brother because he already sent me the text. We're going to the game. They were so excited. He's calling a John Kenzie Noel home run. He's calling. He goes, I feel, man, he's going to get a hold of one today.
That's funny because is he DJ Remehu? Because DJ Remehu in the chat quite literally said Jonk Donk.
Oh,
versus
good.
Skubal.
All right, man. DJ, my brother, man. That is not my DJ, but let's go, buddy.
He says Jonk Donk versus Skubal loading.
Let's go.
Man, something in the air with
someone John Kenzie, man. I'm down. You like that? What about a Guardians?
People are feeling it.
Guardians win, John Kenzie bomb. Can I write that down? I'll get to that later. We'll place our bets on that later. Hang on. Wait.
Well, hold on.
Hold on.
Do we even know if he's playing?
How can he not? Plus a lefty on the hill in Skubal. You got to do it. I got some boosts here that are a little spicy here. All right, they do not have a boot. Hang on, same game parlay. Hits. Strikeouts, don't want that. Most hits, extra hits, nope. Hang on, wait. Player props, let's go. Player home runs. Over 1. John Kenzie Noel is plus 650. If I take that with the Guardians, who are the dog today, at plus 110, it boosts me up to plus 1,100, buddy.
There you go.
Let's go. Let's get it done. John Kenzie today. Get a hold of one. I love it. All right, man. Love it. We're going to get to our bets later. We'll talk about that game a little bit more. You got to keep starting Watson.
No.
Right out of the game. You got to keep starting. So I know Kevin Stefanski said that they're not thinking about a quarterback change at this point. And listen, the battle that I'm having with this is you almost want to do what the Carolina Panthers are doing. You want to see if this offense is broken or if Deshaun Watson is broken. And you might easily be able to say the answer, like, Deshaun Watson just sucks. He's cooked. He's never going to be the same guy again. And we're screwed with this $95 million that's still left. $95 million left on the cap over the next couple of years. You're going to have to eat that. He'll probably be a post-June 1 cut. That's where we're at in the world. Now you're talking about, all right, you want to go over to Jameis Winston to try to salvage the season, to not lose the locker room. And my fight on that is everybody else has to go out there and get their asses kicked, and you're just going to get weird to pull him out of the fire. The rest of those guys got to go in there and fight, and you're going to pull him out. I think it's very telling that they didn't pull him out of the game yesterday. They had every excuse right after that fumble. Lyman was saying it this morning. I agree with them 100%. They had an opening to do it, and they didn't. Because I think it says something that everybody else has got to go in there and get their fucking asses kicked, and you're going to pull Watson out and go, yeah, go ahead and sit down. Go get your sunflower seeds, throw your hat on, and we'll see you after the game.
Real quick, let me address this school of thought, though, because I understand what you're saying, but then at the same time, what happens if Jameis goes in and he looks great, right? Like, you're talking about a hellstorm, and I'm not expecting him to go out and do what Flacco did, but even if he drives down the field and you get to the red zone, for God's sake, if he makes 3 passes.
And you're talking about saving the season, right? And unfortunately, at this point, you might be saying the season's already done. So if the season's already cooked, then just leave him out there. If it's already cooked, leave him out there. Send that message.
I get what you're saying, but it's hard.
Oh, no, I get where you're coming from, too. I get it.
Even if the season's cooked, right? I'm not naive.
It's fried. You're done.
Yes, you're looking out of the playoffs.
You're done.
And you'd be fighting some historic probabilities to make the playoffs. I understand that, but I don't know, dude. Because if you're playing Watson, you're hanging on to the hope that his peak's there, but you're still hanging on to a hope that you can reach to some point where he's a competent quarterback. And to me, that is long.
I think that's long gone. At this point, there is nothing. You want to know what I want the Browns to do? I want the Browns to keep Deshaun Watson in there and run Kevin Stefanski's offense. What did Warren Sharp tell us on this program a month ago? What Watson does and what Kevin Stefanski does doesn't work together. It is clear that they changed this offense with Ken Dorsey, who that's about done. You might as well just cut that while you're at it. This is not working, running with what Deshaun Watson wants to run, because he is playing horribly. Let's leave him in there and see if he can run Kevin Stefanski's offense. What's the point? What is the juice worth that squeeze at this point, right? I understand that. I guess it's futility. We are at the point of it being futile to even think about making a quarterback change. Now, you got to hold on to that locker room. And that's probably the biggest reason that people would say you've got to put Jameis in there, because they don't want Joel Bitonio and Zach Zinter. They don't want David Njoku out there, because then they know it's a waste of everybody's time. It is a waste of everybody's time for them to go out there and step on that field, because they know they're not going to do anything. Now, the other side of all of that.
But I get that. But at the same time, everybody thought that last year. And I know you're talking about catching lightning in a bottle again, and the odds of that happening are so low, especially twice in a row. But the season's over with Watson regardless.
They might as well go out and score. You might as well at least try to win some games. I get
play
it.
Spoiler or something.
I don't know. Yeah, this thing. I don't know if James. Here's my counter to that, Ryan. You have plenty of time. I'm not saying start Watson the rest of the year. It's just for right now. You're 5 games in. We have 12 games to go. 12. You've not even played a division game yet. And I got mock drafts in my text inbox.
As rightfully so. Honestly, rightfully so. You're 1-4, and you have the worst offense in the league.
And there are other problems. The offensive line, still trashed, right? Dude, oh my God. What is wrong with Amari Cooper? He is not even in the same stratosphere of Deshaun Watson on those deep throws, which, again, I know he was under duress and he was just chucking it up. Watson threw it this way and Amari Cooper's going that way. They're not even close, man. What is that? What in the hell is going on? And then the other part about Watson getting in there, it is clear that he is mentally broken. And sometimes there is no comeback, right? You look at Baker Mayfield and what he did. It was never going to work here. It was broken here. He had to go somewhere else. And I do unfortunately think we have now entered it's not going to work here with Deshaun Watson. And I'm not saying that he can't recapture it, but it ain't going to be here. He needs to get out of Cleveland. He probably feels that, and so do the Cleveland Browns. But he's still here. And as long as he's still here, I think sending him out there, battling, potentially going to lose, says more to the team than we're just going to bench him and we're going to bail him out. Benching him bails him out of this. The rest of those guys have to go in there and play. And you might be saying, you're wasting their time. You're wasting their efforts by not going to Jameis Winston. And I go, that's fine. But I would sit down with Joel Bitonio. I would sit down with David Njoku and Amari Cooper and even Miles and some of the other guys go, do you want Watson to play or not? And their comeback is either going to be, he still gives us the best chance to win, don't you dare laugh, or it's we're out there and we got to go through this crap, so does he.
But to your point about But to your point about bailing him out if you sit him, at this point, I don't even think it's bailing him out.
Oh, no, it's over.
Not only is it over for his tenure in Cleveland, Matt, who is going to sign this guy to give him a chance to revive his career?
Oh, somebody
He'll be playing in the XFL.
Somebody will.
No, I mean, maybe, yeah, somebody will because
somebody will. He'll be on a
because he's going to have all
contract.
the, because we gave him all the money in the world and he doesn't have to worry about money anymore because he just robbed Jimmy Haslam. But nobody's going to, like, his NFL career is all but over.
So there's
no bones about that.
The other problem is this will fester. Okay, let's say that they come out today and they make the announcement that Deshaun Watson is benched. They're going to Jameis Winston. Watson's still there. He's still hanging around. It's not like you can cut him. I'd have to ask Jack, can you cut somebody now and put it as a post-June 1 designation with the money? You can't.
Hell, you can make him the third quarterback. Bring a DTR.
But what I'm saying is he's still there and around.
Tell him to stay home.
I guess. That honestly, it's Odell Beckham all over again. Just stay home. I'd prefer that. I think you'd be better off just doing that. Just stay home, man. That's fine. But they're going to sit with Watson. Why was okay, I'm going to go to the other side here for a second because I'm angry about it just like everybody else. Ryan, what was I holding on to forever was one of the first things you said to me this morning. You're going to make your case about starting Watson? You said, I was. Because you know where I was at. I was going to ride him and keep him on there until the wheels fell off. Well, I think they've fallen off, all right? So now you might be saying, well, okay, now is the time for you to make this switch. Number one, it is a defining franchise decision here when you bench him because it's over. Now, that is just slapping us in the face, saying, yes, it is time, it's over, and he sucks, okay? I get it. The other side of all of that, I can't watch this anymore.
Yeah, it's painful.
For my own health, I cannot watch this anymore. And that is something that is just pulling me so hard to get on here today and scream and freak out to bench him. And I truly have got to fight that because watching that game was painful. It was terrible and awful. And that might be your biggest reason to do it. Is just you can't watch this anymore. I can't watch it. You can't watch it. Kevin Stefanski can't watch it.
Matt, let me ask you: Is this an overreaction?
We'll get to overreactions of the weekend from Dan Graziano. I'll give you one guess what one of those was.
I mean, when you look at this whole trade from 1,000-foot view, no doubt it's going to be one of the worst trades, if not in football.
Can I pause you for a second?
Please.
Time heals all wounds, right? You can still, I'm trying to think of another, I don't know why, Ryan Leaf or something, you know what I mean?
That's not even the same stratosphere.
I know it's not because they made the right pick, right? But I'm just trying to think of all the ones where you would scream about this guy being a bust or this or that, eventually it just kind of will go away and it'll still get brought up, but eventually it's not going to have the venom behind it. Right now, it's a wide open, gaping wound and it hurts and it sucks, but eventually that will calm itself down.
I agree with that, but the whole point of this is not only did you fail signing this quarterback to this lucrative deal, giving him all the guaranteed money, right? Not only did that happen, but you're seeing the effects of him failing. You are seeing you fired AVP. You bring in Ken Dorsey. That hasn't worked out to be seen. I don't know who's to blame there.
Yeah, right.
Whatever, right? You get rid of Joe Flacco, a very competent quarterback still, because your quarterback's ego and the fans can't handle that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I do know why. And now we have people questioning your two-time head coach of the year because Deshaun Watson can't play football.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up, because do you want to know another thing that's got to be a factor in this? Kevin Stefanski better keep his job. Now, coaching is a part of this. Oh my God.
It's all about what you did recently. We know this.
Okay. This is going to be really hard for me, but I'm going to try to keep this civil. I, with my own money, will go to Dick's Sporting Goods, and I will buy one of those little mats that they put out on the college sideline that's got little circles on it. And each one of those circles goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and all the way up to 11. And you have your guys stand on that before they go out onto the field, like they do in Pee Wee, because you can only have 11 freaking guys on the field. Why? Why can we not ever just remember that there's supposed to be 11 guys on the field? Why is that so hard? It's defense. It's offense. And the one clip, it looked like Watson realized it, and he goes, all right, fine, I'll be the one to leave. See you later, bye. And he walks off. Oh my God, I'm going to have an aneurysm. Oh my God. Why? Why can we not figure that out? Holy God. Seriously. Oh my gosh. That's bad coaching. That's bad coaching, okay? That falls on Kevin Stefanski. And I want to have this part of the conversation by starting. You know where I'm at. I'm getting my blood pressure back down. You know where I'm at. I'm a Kevin Stefanski defender. To your point, Ryan, he is a 2-time NFL Coach of the Year. Through all of this, a priority for me remains Kevin Stefanski surviving this. So then I've got to come to your side. The decision to bench Watson or go to Winston or keep playing Watson, if any of that has a potential of costing Kevin Stefanski his job, then I need to go with, I guess here's my point. If you keep playing Watson and you think there's a chance that costs Kevin Stefanski his job, you bench him immediately. You bench him immediately. Now, the other side of it could be no matter what happens, Kevin Stefanski needs to be safe. And that's something that I'll look at the Haslam's, and maybe they need, they'll do their bye week thing coming up a little bit. And I hope at that press conference, there is an ironclad statement. We all know how those go too. Go see Rob Chajinski while you're at it. That they come out and they say, almost no matter what, Kevin Stefanski's coming back next year. Next year's unwritten, we'll see. But this has not been easy. And again, it's not me absolving him of mistakes. It's not of this team is not coached well. They commit bad penalties. They can't get 11 guys on the field. All that other kind of stuff. Yes, he needs to be better. I'm not absolving him of his issues. He's got to coach better. You hear that every damn week. Every week he says that, right? But he needs to be safe. I need him to come back to this football team, okay? Because I still think he's good at what he does. He is trying to elevate and win with a quarterback that at this point is unwinnable. The games Deshaun Watson plays in at this point seem to be unwinnable. Whether that's his fault, whether it's the offense, those are all their problems that they've got to figure out. And now, yes, your season, unfortunately, I'm not, you know me, man, I was not ready last week. I cannot be ready here, but I guess I am, that you are circling the drain. I hope to God that you are not in the drain going down the tubes and it's over, but you're damn well circling it. All of that, Kevin Stefanski. If there's something that's going to be attached to him on this decision, I need him to keep his job. Now, that's been a discussion point that Daryl Ryder has brought up before, and I agree with Daryl. is he actually even the one making the decision on Deshaun Watson?
That's my whole point.
Now,
when are we going to talk about this?
Well, then what's he doing here as a coach? If you got to go to ownership, if you've got to go to your general manager to ask if you should bench a player or not, you know what that is? Dysfunction. That's a crappy organization. That's what that is. And I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not saying Daryl said that. Nobody knows. But that's all coming back when this conversation, when they sit down and can you sit down and just look at Kevin Stefanski and go, we're just going to put all this blame on Deshaun Watson? Can you feel like you can say that? I don't know, because they actually know what's going on. Are they calling plays and they're screaming at Deshaun, you threw it in the wrong place? Are they calling plays and the offensive line cannot handle the most simple of defensive stunts and he's got a hand in his face and he's getting hit and sacked 7 freaking times? All those answers got to get figured out. But you're going to sit down and say, who's our fall guy? And the easy answer is going to be Deshaun Watson. It's going to be. The question is, are you ready to take that out right now? Are you ready to just make that decision and pivot the franchise? You are. And they've made their bet. They made that decision. When they brought him in here with the suspension, with, this is, oh, man. I thought a lot about this question, this topic, if you will, yesterday. I always try to set the contract aside because it is what it is, the draft picks aside. But I wondered if things would be different had he not had the off-the-field situation. Now, he would not be here if he didn't have that, okay? That's number one. But do you want to know what I kind of came to thinking that question over, Ryan? I don't think that changes anything here. Now, he started off with a chunk of the fan base who couldn't stand him, and there's still a group of people that feel the same way. But I almost think that we've elevated to a point, nobody, again, I'm not saying you should forget about what happened or nobody cares, but the off-the-field stuff is aside. I'm just talking about a quarterback who sucks. I'm talking about a guy that cannot get it done on the field. Do you want to know the other thing that led me to yesterday? What if the NFL bailed you out and they put him on the commissioner's exempt list after all?
One can hope.
What if that happened?
That's the best case scenario.
The people have forgotten about this most recent lawsuit. That investigation is still going on, okay? It got delayed because the one lawyer had to go do something else. But, mark this at 9:30 here on a Monday. Would not be shocked if we all of a sudden this week got some more news on that lawsuit.
I can hope and I can pray.
Because then there's your out. There's your out of them putting him on the commissioner's exempt list, maybe recouping some of that money, and done and done. Don't remember I said that here. Remember I brought that up. Just saying. That could be something. That could be something there. To the rest of the team, and I guess, we have to do the good, the bad, and the ugly. We'll do that in a little bit. To the rest of the team, though, you were out of that game from the jump. You felt good about now again, Jeremiah Usu-Koramoah, that was a great interception, man. And you thought, you're like, we're just keeping them at bay for right now. We're just trying to stop them. We're trying to do this. But when your offense cannot do it, there was a point in that game that we had more penalties than points. We had more penalties than we had points, and I think that was in the third quarter. Can't win football games that way. You can't win. And that is truly one of those games, a lot like maybe the Giants game. There was almost nothing redeemable from that game. Was there truly anything that you could look at and say, well, at least that guy played well? And I'm not ripping on Myles Garrett. I'm not ripping on Jerome Ford. And that was one of those games, again, you take the film, you dig a hole, or go throw it in the lake and say, we're not even going to watch this because there was nothing on the positive to take out of it. Nothing. Okay, you got Jed Wills back. Congratulations. All right. What? Anybody? Was there anybody that felt like they really played that good of a game? No. Absolutely not. And the score, I don't even think reflects how bad that game truly was. Washington could have ran up. They pulled out Jane Daniels. They put in Marcus Mariota. Hey, finish this game on out. And it's so hard about the move forward now, and that's each week you play the game and, you're moving on to the next one. It just feels like pain. It just feels pain. And that might be your only hope to keep the locker room together, to try to keep the fan base engaged. We're staring down something I've dealt with a lot in my life, Ryan. You know what that is? You got a December, 16th game, and there's more Ravens fans than there are Browns fans, and you can get tickets for that game for $5.50. That's where we're at. That's what it's going to be. I've been at that game, buddy. I've been to that game. Sitting in the upper deck, and there's more Ravens fans in there, and I got these tickets for my buddy, 2 upper deck tickets for $25. That's where I'm at. And we're sitting right back there again.
I can't wait to have Arch Manning. Oh, my God.
Is he coming out?
Well, no, it'll be 2 years.
Yeah. What are you going to do next year?
Figure
something out? Bite the bullet. You know, and the other thing, I say this in jest, but it's true. You'd be better off just telling Joe Bitonio to pack it in. You want to know why? Because then maybe you get a chance for him to play next year.
Yeah.
Get a chance. Because at this point, this has been a battle that I've brought up about the Browns for a long time, man. You waste the prime years of some of your big guys, right? Why? Joe Thomas, you never had to worry about left tackle. You couldn't get other positions figured out, but you didn't have to worry about that. On this year, you're wasting that year of Myles Garrett. You're wasting another year of Joel Bitonio. You're wasting another year of David Njoku. It's almost like I wish I could just sim the rest of this season and get ready to go for next season and not put the wear and tear on these guys' bodies. That's the next other unfortunate domino that could fall in this whole thing is eventually they just start telling the injured guys, pack it in.
Well, yes, people speaking of, I mean, you talk about Nick Chubb. I mean, that's malpractice to put him behind the line. But then again, and correct me if I'm wrong, is the contract not almost completely incentive-based?
Yeah, sure. And there's a chance they could still just pay him out on that and just say, hey, man, it's not your fault this went belly up. But you're right, putting him back out there. Miles needs surgery on his feet. Is it time to say, just go get it now? That's, dude, we're 5 games in.
I mean, you have the worst quarterback in the league. What do you expect? You literally altered your franchise to bring him in. You altered it further by pretty much trying to bring in everybody and everything you can to make him right, and he's somehow worse.
Yeah. And eventually there has got to be some acceptance from Deshaun Watson because
he should just retire, dude.
Dude, it's also yesterday. And we don't have the sound because unfortunately the Browns didn't get it posted or whatever. Maybe you can find the clip. I don't even know if we want to hear it. I continue to hear the defiance. I continue to hear, I got to drag other guys along. He had a quote. He said, he goes, it's an offensive thing. And he goes, quarterback always gets the most blame. And he goes, if I got to drag the rest of these guys, that all sounds like, oh, they're running the wrong routes and they're not blocking and all that kind of stuff. The continued defiance of that. What did I say last week? I know you weren't here, Ryan, but I said last week, Deshaun Watson, your new answer for all questions are, we need to be better. Not I, not they. We need to be better. Just keep saying that over and over and over again. That's all I can hear from you right now. Not this, well, I'll just drag everybody else along with me. Because now you're doing what? You're passing the blame around. And it's something that I continue to hear the lack of accountability.
Matt,
the lack of accountability from your quarterback.
He's not a smart person. He's not.
I can't say that.
I know you won't. I know you won't say it, but I'm telling you, he's not a smart person.
No, and
he's a horrible leader.
Well, the leadership thing, fine. You know, and he's a captain on this team, which I just think is absolutely crazy. But yeah, the leadership is trash. It's not good. And like, again, when all of those factors are swirling around this, I was fighting to not have to say this or do this right now.
Please do it.
You might have to cut the cancer out. You might have to.
Dude, I said that weeks ago. I said cut the leg.
This, and I guess maybe in 35 minutes of doing this show,
cut the leg.
I think you just might have to cut this, man. You just might have to say for all of these other reasons. Because that is a powerful statement in its own. That is a powerful statement in its own. Now, the thing is, they cannot cut him. Because if you do, and again, I got to talk to Jack, I think all of that money hits now. What you need to do is wait for a post-June 1 cut. Here's the situation with Watson's contract. The number you need to remember is Myles Garrett, $95 million is what you're on the hook for with Deshaun Watson. If you wait, and this is what they're going to do, and make him a post-June 1 designation cut, what does that mean? When you put that on there, that means you're allowed to spread that money over 2 calendar seasons. That will be next year's cap and the 2026 cap. So you will take it and say that $47.5 million over the next 2 seasons are dead cap money that you have to eat with Deshaun Watson. Now, you can roll cap over with all the restructure that you did with him, and you'll roll as much over as you can. You're going to have to make cuts. You're going to have to make the savvy moves, but that's where the money comes in. That's what you're going to have to do when eventually you get there. He's got to waste this away. Again, outside of the NFL coming in and bailing you out and putting him on the commissioner's exempt list. You still have to pay him, but at least he's not here. And at least that would then maybe open up the opportunity for them to get out of some of that money. That's where we're at on the 7th of October. That is where we're at with Ryan. 3 months of football left.
Yeah, well,
3 months. Cavs start tomorrow night.
Karma's a bitch.
Cavs start tomorrow. I got a playoff game at 4 o'clock today. You got. And I'll tell you this. I don't think they're going to bench him. I don't. I think you are at this point so far entrenched in this that I get the other side, and people are going to be strong on flipping to Winston could save this or keep the locker room together. I get all that push. Do I really have a concrete, amazing answer to why I think they're going to keep him in there? No, but I just think they are. For some ungodly reason, I really think they're going to keep Deshaun Watson in there. And it's not just because Kevin Stefanski said that yesterday and you got to just, back that up with something. At this point, and maybe I hope to be wrong, I don't think they're going to bench him. I really do not. I really do not think they're going to bench him. I don't. I wish I had a better answer for you. I don't think they're going to bench him.
It has to be one of two things, okay? And let me know if you can think of another reason.
Sure,
I can't, it's one, which I honestly probably think is the answer, because I think Kevin is a very, very smart guy.
Yes.
Is you have Jimmy Haslam saying, I spent $230 million on this guy. You're not benching him. Or two, Kevin Stefanski truly believes he has enough cachet, and he might. With Haslam, he should.
I hope.
That he truly believes he's going to survive seeing this out.
So I think
it's the former.
Okay. This would be cutting right to the bone here, and I don't know if you can have this candidly conversation with Jimmy Haslam. I go, that's your problem. You spent that $230. I didn't. Now, again, he would never say that because he goes, we're in this boat together. Okay, we all, in a way, did this. But I wasn't the one that signed that check. And if my job as the coach is to try to win games and keep this locker room together, then you have to allow me to do this. I have no choice but to go to Jameis Winston. The team loves Jameis Winston. The fans love him, right? This isn't some contentious situation. And the fact that you are probably at what, Ryan? You are damn near unanimous on people saying it's time to make the move. Biggest overreactions this morning from Dan Graziano and Jeremy Fowler. Jameis Winston should be the Browns starting quarterback next week. That is a fact from Dan Graziano.
It's all politics.
Browns got hammered by Jaden Daniels and crew. 125 yards and 7 sacks. His offensive line has been banged up, but he's not only the one in the league, but he's not the only quarterback who can say that in the league. And a few entrenched starting quarterbacks have actually played worse. But his 20.8 quarterback rating is in the bottom of the NFL, and he only has 5 touchdown passes over 5 games. Over the week, I heard a lot of people say week 4 was Watson's best game as a Brown. So he said, I went back and looked at it to that Raiders loss. He had a QBR of 36. But that's not the caliber of compliment it might sound like. I absolutely do not believe the Browns will bench Watson. That's from Graziano. In fact, Kevin Stefanski said they were not changing quarterbacks. But the case should be made that should be benching him will get stronger by the week. Here's Graziano. You can make excuses, sure. Watson has been pressured at the 3rd highest rate of any quarterback since in the league this season. The Browns' defense has not been the same. and it's changing some of the game scripts on how they have to operate on offense.
Oh, give me
The Browns, right. They still don't have Nick Chubb. They've made a lot of changes this offseason. Got Jerry Jeudy. Given the price the Browns paid to acquire and sign Watson, you can understand why they'd be doing everything possible to make this work. But it's not. Since Watson got to Cleveland, he has not shown an ability to elevate his play beyond circumstances or elevate his teammates. He is not improving. Winston might not make a difference, but sometimes a change like this, particularly when everyone knows how bad and how much the quarterback has been invested in, can get people's attention and maybe spark something. I'm not sure what the Browns think is going to happen if they do nothing. After all, they've scored under 20 points in all 5 games this season. That is the longest streak to start since 1999 when we were an expansion JV team. That's my words, not Dan Graziano's words. Those are mine. The other factor in the Winston-Watson situation, what is best for the future? Okay? That's an important conversation let's have right now. Let's say we're chalked. We're done. My attention has to then turn. What is the best for the 2025 Cleveland Browns? And I fucking hate to be doing this in the first week of October. I hate this. But these are the real conversations they got to have. You have got to think big picture with an NFL franchise. You can never be one move, I know they play week to week and every game and all that kind of stuff. You have got to be big picture in this. And now I almost want to move the conversation forward. What is the best for this team to try to keep it together? Because, and I'll tell you this, no matter how bad things go this year, you still get to play football next year. And I will still probably be talking myself into why I think the Browns can be successful next year. I'm not quitting. I can't. Neither can you, and neither can the players on this team, the ones that are going to be here. Now you've got to focus your attention on what would be best for this franchise moving forward. And your easy answer is bench Watson and go to Jameis Winston. But I'd like it to be that simple, and maybe it is. I have no idea. But the thing I've got to start thinking about, what is best for 2025? And that might come back to sitting Myles Garrett down and sitting Joel Bitonio down. Now, the problem is when you try to make a decision like that and you try to say, we're going to strictly look at this from nothing but a football standpoint, no emotion, all head, no heart, all head here. Those are the right moves to place, but there's still a fallout from how it's perceived and how people feel about it. Those are going to be the things. And it's really going to test the resolve. You know, some of the things about this Browns franchise, we talked about them getting out of the dysfunction, which we thought we were. How they handle this, quarterback and everything else that's going on, is going to be a great test. You didn't want this test, like a pop quiz when you show up Monday morning in an algebra class. You're like, damn it, screwed. It's a pop quiz right now. Pop quiz, hot shot. What movie? Speed.
Some old, I presume?
No, Speed. Speed is the answer. Pop quiz, hot shot. How they handle this is going to tell you a lot about how functional this franchise is or how dysfunctional they are. Good or bad, we're going to get a little case study on this.
Yeah, I mean, Jimmy's never been afraid to tank.
I'm not even talking about the tank. It's just how are they going to handle this? And I'm not saying I'm excited to find that out, but I'm very interested to see how this franchise handles this situation. This is about as bad as it could get, right? Seriously. When we sat down in the preseason, when we thought about the blow up, like this is nuclear level, this is going bad, okay? This is it. We are in hell. We are in hell. How they handle this as an organization is going to give us a little insight on how functional or dysfunctional they really are.
Well, then let me ask you that. Well, I mean, what, in your opinion, what's best in terms of the quarterback position for the 2025 Cleveland Browns? Because I know what I'm going to say.
You're probably going to say the same thing I am. Start Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
No, see, I start Jameis Winston.
If you wanted to look at it through the lens, seriously.
No, I'm
seriously.
I'm going to beat you on this.
Is my answer not starting Dorian Thompson-Robinson? No, if you want to talk about the future, at least you get to look at a guy that could be your franchise quarterback.
No, see, that's okay. That thought, correct.
Right. That's
DTR
and that was always going to be my ace
going
up the sleeve
to
on
be
that. Yeah.
your franchise quarterback. That's not happening.
Well, I'll help you on the Winston side of things. You'll get your answer on Jerry Jeudy.
But that's my whole point, and that's why I
Get
said
your answer on Jerry Jeudy?
That's my whole point. That's what I said literally weeks ago. I'm like,
Yep.
you're throwing your bones are on Jerry Jeudy to be your wide receiver one next year. Amari Cooper's not going to be on the team.
You'll find out more about Nick Chubb coming back. Is Nick Chubb going to be an answer? Can he get the knee? Well, I got to have a competent offense to see if he can actually do this or not.
And go see what you have with a competent quarterback in Cedric Tillman and Jamari Thrash. Like it's.
Did you see Ben Axelrod's tweet this morning? He was so right. He listed all the wide receivers that have been drafted under Paul D. Podesta. Holy God.
Oh. Well, I mean, him and Andrew Berry.
And I'll give you one more. You then are okay. They might already have this answer, but I'm just going to talk about this for a second anyway. Do we know the type of quarterback that wins for Kevin Stefanski? I'm not taking a shot. I'm literally just asking a question because you could say, let's put Jameis Winston in there. You might say it's a lot like Flacco. Well, Winston and Flacco kind of are the same. Maybe you put that in there, and that helps arm you to understand this is the type of quarterback that we need to win here. Now, that is under the guise that Kevin Stefanski is going to be here. I want him here. I hope he's here. So now you could go over there and say, we need this type of quarterback, right? Like, oh, man, oh, my God. This is so weird. But this is something. Did you know I wanted to be a marine biologist when I was a kid?
No.
So I grew up. I watched Free Willy a lot. I watched the Free Willy a lot. So I wanted to be a marine biologist. So all of my projects in school were all about killer whales. Did you know that there are four different subspecies, if you will, of killer whales? People see a killer whale, you think, oh, it's a killer whale. No. There's some that's called residential. There's transient. They are, you know, killer whales are so interesting. You can find them in tropical waters. You find them up in the freaking Arctic, right? They're all different. Now, what am I saying? You're like, why the hell are we talking about this on a Monday morning? Follow me on this. They're all still killer whales, right? They're all still quarterbacks. But it's underneath, what type do I need? Do I need a Kyler Murray or do I need a Josh Allen? And I guess those are kind of, Kyler Murray's not some elite quarterback. But do you get what I'm saying? And it's all predicated a lot on who's available in the draft and who might be there for you to pick, but to kind of nail down that answer a little bit more. Now, the best coaches do what? They modify what their system is to the players that they have, right? And I would hope that Kevin Stefanski has been doing that, and it's just Deshaun Watson can't play anymore. It doesn't matter what type of offense they run, and they can't get it figured out. So if you do go to Jameis Winston, or even DTR at some point, you would then continue your research. At this point, we might just be in a fact-finding mission the rest of the year. You might just be on a journey to finding even more answers of, yes, what do I have in Jerry Jeudy? What do I have in this guy? What do I have in that? Or what type of quarterback really does excel with Kevin Stefanski? Now, you might come back right now and say, that's stupid, Matt. They already have an answer. And that answer might be sitting in Indianapolis. That answer might be sitting down there in Tampa Bay. Maybe those are the kind of guys that they need. But find them. And then go out next year, whether it's a draft, free agency, trade, I don't freaking know, and go find that guy. That's it. I get it. I understand the massive wave of starting Jameis Winston. And I'm trying to come up with reasons why it doesn't make sense. And I don't have very many, and I'll tell you that.
To tank. That's the only reason.
Well, I mean, and then the other part of it, when you think about making the move, that it seems like at this point is an all inevitability, then you're better off just doing, like, again, if you sit here and say it is an inevitability, waiting never is a good thing. Waiting to pay guys is never a good thing. Waiting and trying to hold off that decision, the tough decision, it never really works out, right? So you're better to just do it. But this early in the season, at this juncture of the whole thing, dude, it's bad. It's bad. And it's under the whole guise, which is probably the most painful thing, is this season is over. It's over. You're 1-4. You've not even played a division game yet. Go watch the Bengals and the Ravens game from yesterday. It's like they're playing a different sport. Watching how the Browns... I'll do you one better. Watch Jaden Daniels. He got out of the two guys were about to sack him. He gets out and fires and corks one to Terry McLaurin. It's like they're playing a different game, man. You need to get back to that level. How they get there, when they get there, I don't know. And I fight it because I don't want to just chalk this up because we have so much time to go. But it's not your fault. It's not my fault. It's not Ryan's fault. Blame goes around everywhere else. And I just got another lame duck season, man. Every Sunday's just going to be like pain. And I know eventually there are people that'll just stop going and stop watching.
I can't blame them. I mean, like,
the video. So Ian Rappaport, this video, Stefanski wanted to go for it on fourth down. Deshaun Watson quits on his team and walks off the field. And Ian is right. Context and reality is important. Players are walking off the field because there were already 12 men in the huddle and Cleveland was taking the penalty. You can see Amari Cooper counting the players in the huddle, yet this wrong assumption has been viewed 10 million times. Yeah, I'm not jumping on that.
No, I
don't
knew right away what happened.
I knew exactly what happened. And I was kind of making fun of it earlier about him walking out. That wasn't him quitting. That wasn't, he knew what happened. He knew what happened. And that's not Deshaun Watson's fault. And you could see him walk up, put his hand on Kevin Stefanski and go, hey, we screwed that up. We're taking the penalty. We're going to have to punt here. Or no, that was for the field goal, wasn't it?
We had to take a field goal, yeah.
We had to take the field goal there. That's right. I was taking the field goal there. So, yeah. And it's like at that point where there are no more defenders left of Deshaun.
Well, the one's getting paid.
Okay. I'm going to be...
Well, can we?
We're going to be real here.
Listen,
I'm not going to enter that comment. That's between them.
We don't
I think we all saw it on Twitter. It's not... Yeah, right. That's not
we don't have to say names.
And all that other kind of stuff
just saying, real quick, Matt,
but there are no defenders left.
I'm not going to say names or anything. I'm just saying, can we talk about how crazy that is that we live in a world where there are people getting paid? Like, this is wartime propaganda.
But again, it's like that's propaganda. Everybody has that. Everybody has that. You know, Baker had guys here. I'm not saying he paid them. And here's the thing. I don't know if Deshaun's paying these people. I have no idea. Okay. And yes, I come over from a place. I know Chops. Okay. I know Reflog. I know Nick. That's their battle. I'd try not to get caught up in that. And I'm probably getting deeper in the weeds than I really should. When Blake and Greg are going at Tony Grossi, I'm out of that, man. I have a lot of respect for those people involved. I'm out. My fight, man. I don't pick fights with people here. We're not one of those shows that goes out there and rips these people or rips that people or goes after this or does this or whatever like that. My bag. That's not my thing, man. There are people in this media that I love. There's people I respect. There's people I don't like. That's fine. Do you ever hear me get on here and bitch about the people I don't like or don't respect? No, because I don't really care. It's not my business. The problem is that we have been drugged down to this 7th level of hell and people are turning on one another. And they're bitching and they want to call like the pound of flesh that you get for, okay, whatever, man. You know, it's like... He's in they all have entourages, man. They all have groups of people out there that are looking out for them, okay? And I ain't ripping any players. I will tell you this. For as long as I've been doing this, they all have people that watch and listen. They all do. This is not something that is just Deshaun. Whether or not that's actually his burner account or somebody else's burner account, we have no idea. We really don't. But this is not something that is just him. Every single guy has not like linemen, you know what I mean? But like I know for a fact that a lot of quarterbacks that have come through here, they got their guys listening and watching. They don't necessarily, but they get the reports and they know who's talking. They know what they're saying. They know what's going on. So it's not just something that's just about Deshaun. It's really not. And yeah, I mean the problem is that it's gone bad. You know, there are a lot of people when he came here like, man, this is going to be great for us. This is going to be awesome. And he's going to take us to every place that we want to go. Chips are down. It's bad. Okay, that's fine. Here we are. And it's come to a point where, yes, it is indefensible. There really isn't much out there to understand, to argue. And that's like the point of the futility of it all. There is really no point in arguing about it anymore. Like, that's something that kind of, you were right, I was wrong, I was right, you were wrong, this, that. You know what it solves? Cover the kids' ears. Jack shit, nothing. It solves nothing. Do you know what I want the Browns to do? Win. I don't care that I was right on this prediction, or I was wrong on that, and people bitching on social media about this and that. All of that means nothing. It is just noise. And yeah, it can be funny when this guy gets dunked on, or they say this, or pull up this old tweet. It does nothing for me. It really doesn't. And at this point, if Watson can't, you want to have the real conversation there? If he can't handle that, he's never going to be successful as an NFL quarterback, because it's going to happen until you get to an elite premier level that he's not at anymore. Everybody gets crap talked on them. Everybody does. And if you can't handle it, you are not going to make it in the public eye. We do a little show here. And I know there are people out there that talk bad about it. Do I read it? No, I don't care. It solves nothing. It is an exercise in futility to do that. And I can handle that because I've been doing this for a while. I understand. Now, is his times 1,000,000? 100%. Deal with it. Go sit in your mansion with all that money and say, I'm just going to deal with this. And that's the other problem, too, that I have with Watson, of him not accepting a little more accountability. Bro, start doing that. Start doing this. Because the other thing is, he's not going to fix anything until he understands that he is playing horribly. Where's the brutal honesty to come out with him and just say, dude, I am playing like trash? Maybe we need that. Maybe we don't. You know what? We don't, right? Because you're like, why? You don't need that validation.
No, I'm just
but
saying,
it's just like
you're never going to get it because he won't do it.
No, I know. That's I think, one of the problems in all this whole thing. I think it's a problem. It's where we're at right now.
I like, it's just, it becomes a problem when the team that you put your time, money, energy to, and they're on, like, let's be real, and you talk about this all the time. The Browns are a football team. Why? For us. Like, they're the ones that get paid millions, but why? Yeah. Because we're the ones that support them. If we didn't watch them, they wouldn't have the streams of income to make money playing a kid's game. Yeah. But it becomes a problem when you're the reason they're there, and they're not doing something that you know will benefit the football team because of politics. That's what it is. I won't be convinced otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. You got to accept that that's always going to be a part of any sport. When there's that, I'll tell you this, man. Okay, money complicates things, and when you're in one of the biggest sports in the world with billions of dollars in play, and at this specifically hundreds of millions at play, it's always going to get dirty. It's always going to be complicated. It's never going to be easy. And that's where you just hope that the Browns have the function, because I keep saying dysfunction, I can't think of the opposite of that they have the people in place to steward us through this. I can get angry. Ryan can get angry. We can get upset. We can bitch at people on Twitter. We can argue about it here. But what I need is the mind, the clairvoyance, the person that is going to say, I'm going to shepherd you through this crap. I'm going to be, and I hope it's Andrew Berry. I hope it's Paul DePodesta. And I hope it's Kevin Stefanski. I can't have those guys be irrational. I can't have those guys making decisions like fans. That's maybe another reason why I think Watson's going to keep starting. I cannot have those guys have itchy trigger fingers. I've seen what it looks like when you do. That's just as bad.
It's been 3 years.
But again, you're right. You can't be delayed either. I can't ask them to be sitting here having itchy trigger finger, but eventually sometimes you do got to pull the trigger. I need them to steward us through this bad time. The issue is what? They created this problem. They have created the problem. The thing is, are you going to allow them time to fix their own problem? I don't have a choice, so I'm going to allow them to. I don't have a choice. So they have to find their way through this. They really do. Dan Orlovsky this morning on Get Up. The Cleveland Browns are the worst situation in pro sports. They're done, and so is Deshaun Watson. If you want to see a situation where their head coach has absolutely no say of who's playing on the field, it's happening in Cleveland.
Like, that's ridiculous.
I mean,
sell the team.
No, it ain't happening. You know, again, that's they're here. Take it or leave it. I know some people want to leave it, but they're here. Like the Haslam's aren't going anywhere. And the jumping on they won't let them make this decision, or they think this is what's best, or anything like that. I don't know. I have no idea. But
I just can't, like I said earlier, I just can't imagine a scenario where Kevin Stefanski, if he had the choice, he's going to sit there and continue putting out Deshaun Watson. Like,
sure.
Dude, like there's no way.
Right. Everything is beaten over the head that the alternative is better. At least just to not have to watch that.
Again,
Again,
so
you and I got to go
smart.
through. We got to live it. But they're the ones in there getting them prepared every single way.
And you got to imagine, like, even if, as much as we talk about as much cachet as Kevin has in the organization, rightfully so, by the way, he's still got to imagine there's a life after coaching Cleveland. He's probably going to be a head coach somewhere else.
No, that's a good point about
like,
what
you
is the
gotta
view
survive
of,
your
what is the
reputation
view.
because we might know that Kevin Stefanski's a great
See,
coach,
but, like, there's-
and other people in the league know he's a great coach.
But the other thing,
but
okay,
you,
so around the league,
you,
they know
you
what the
inherently
truth is.
carry this stink.
They know what the truth is.
Yes, but
Everybody
here's the
does.
thing. People in the NFL, Matt, we know they're not. Some of them aren't the brightest people. They make terrible decisions.
But what I'm saying is, like, the truth is there. And you and I might think we know the truth, and we probably do and all that kind of stuff. But again, I'm talking about if Kevin Stefanski were to move on or something like that, so get on the job in 2 seconds. Get on the job in 2 seconds.
That's what so why would he? There's no way. There's no way that he's sitting there not being a puppet.
What do you do? Send the note down. Call him today so you can bench him if you want. Now, the question is, would all you're doing, let's just say that Orlovsky...
We got to post our question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What is it do you want?
Go ahead. Now, here's the thing. There's 2 different ways this goes, right? You send the message down, bench him, or you send the message down, do what you want to do. Those are 2 different things, right? Those are 2 different things.
How should I word this?
I mean, you know the question if it's time to bench Watson, it's going to be 99-1.
Right.
Go ahead then.
Do you want?
Is it time to go to Jameis Winston?
Do you want Deshaun Watson to start against Philadelphia?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, again, there's 2 ways. If that comes down to it, there's 2 ways. It's either they tell him what to do, or they say do what you want to do. That's like a parenting thing. Instead of telling them what you want them to do, allow them to make their own decision, and then you base.
It's almost like you hired this guy to be your head coach to make those decisions, right?
You would think so. You would like to think so. All right, 'tis the time. We always do it on Monday. Let's do a little good, the bad, and the ugly. My favorite thing. Start with the good. I made an excellent coffee.
Nice.
It's hot, right? Just for you. A little cold this morning. I forgot to make my cold brew, so it's a nice, hot, warm coffee to get us going. Long day ahead. Long day ahead for us getting over there for the Guardians, but we start with the good, the bad, and the ugly, as we always do on Mondays, recapping the Browns game with some good, what was so bad, and what was a little ugly on it. Let's get started. Ryan with the good, number 1.
Jaden
Daniels. Filth. He really, you watch him play and you say, he's got a grasp of all of this, right? And the thing about Jaden Daniels that you keep hearing about him, which is just so impressive, is his maturity level, how he's handling this, how he talks about his teammates. Like, that is the stuff that's going to carry. Yes, he is an amazing athlete. He's making the right reads. He's playing his ass off. He's got his team on a 4-game win streak that, again, you take what you want from the Giants. They beat, was that not the Buccaneers? Or no, the Bengals. They beat the Giants, Bengals, Cardinals, and then us.
Yeah.
Again, maybe a couple bad teams, good team, whatever there. Yeah. But actually, it was one of his worst statistical days, just going 14 of 25. 238, a touchdown and the interception, which that interception was just a great play by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. But then the running man. 11 carries, 82 yards, 7.5 yard average. Yeah, you know what I tweeted before the game? Brian Robinson. Oh, man, he's actually going to play after missing practice. Maybe he won't be that effective. 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns there for you.
I mean, okay, real quick.
Yeah.
Is Jaden Daniels maybe not the MVP right now?
It's a good question. I mean,
obviously you talk about
you're
Mahomes
always
and
going to have the
Darnold.
fatigue with Mahomes, which is going to be a thing. Darnold, I think, has to be.
You think he's a favorite?
Dude, he's undefeated. He's undefeated.
No, I'm fine with it.
No, I get it. And that's a sloppy game. London games are always sloppy. And that defense is great up there in Minnesota. You know Jaden Daniels already has won Offensive Rookie of the Year. You know for a fact. Did you put your wager on that? You were all over that, wasn't it?
No,
or
I was
you
over
were going
Neighbors.
Malik Neighbors. He had a concussion. He was out on Sunday. But Jaden Daniels locked up Offensive Rookie of the Year. But it's so impressive to me to watch, even under duress, he knows where he's going with the football and he's making accurate passes. man, I just, it's another thing, too, that if this goes the way it might go and all that kind of stuff, I just want to get back to that about the excitement of watching my quarterback play. Win or lose, which, again, a lot of that leads to winning. But, like, you remember that excitement when Baker was coming up?
Yeah.
And it's like a little bit more because you drafted him. It's like that early stages of dating when you like, maybe she is the one, or maybe he is the one, and maybe this is working out. And it's like, okay, figuring it out. You kind of move steps forward. I miss that with my quarterback. Because now you're at a point where you're ready for a separation. You're ready for the divorce. You're ready to move on. And now you look at it and say, okay, well, who's next then? I want to get back to that with Jaden Daniels. I want to get back to having that rookie that I just go, man, I want to see that progression. But that can also go belly up too. That could go really bad too. But we'll see. So number one was certainly Jaden Daniels on the good. I put Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah on the good. That was a hell of an interception. I know he missed a couple of tackles later. It is what it is. And then I said for the good, the playoff baseball is for today. The bad, number one, Denzel Ward hamstring. He's going to miss weeks. Hamstring, that's it. That's lined up. The Amari Cooper, disinterested, out of place, does not seem to be effective on this offense, has got to be talked about. Yeah, he led the team 4 grabs for 60 yards, but he only had 4 receptions on 10 targets. 10. They're trying to throw him the football. Now, 2 of those targets were complete and utter bull crap. It was him running down the field, and Watson just chucked it in his general direction with no meaningful attempt to complete that pass. But he seems to be, is that your shakeup? Do you make a trade now with that just in saying we got to make this move?
Oh, 100%.
Can you move off of him to clear up that cap space? Seriously, these are the conversations. This has driven us mad. Do you move him for a draft pick, a low draft pick, just to get the money off to use that money to pay Watson to get out of here?
There's no reason you wouldn't.
Andrew Berry's going to be on that phone talking about that. But the fact that and maybe we should have known early with the drops and the contract and all that kind of stuff, I think he's got it. I hate to say this, I really think Amari Cooper's got it. He's got it. For one reason or another, it just ain't working. So Amari Cooper on the bad. The offensive line is just atrocious. Jerome Ford sacked Deshaun Watson yesterday. He got pushed so far back into Deshaun Watson. Jerome Ford cannot pass block. For some ungodly reason, maybe it's because Stump Mitchell's not here anymore. I have no idea. Our running backs, and I know Nick Chubb's elite for a lot of reasons. Nick Chubb knew how to freaking pass block. You have nobody that is stepping up in that running back room to pass block. But the offensive line, simple stunts, can't handle it. You got Jed Wills back out there. Whoop-de-doo. Zach Zinter on that misplay. Why you moved him out to play lineup at tight end again?
Made no
I
sense.
know why. It's because they had practiced that all preseason as him being the 6th offensive lineman. Change it. He's your starting right guard now. Why would you not just put Michael Dunn over there? Keep Zinter at guard. At least Dunn has some tackle experience, and Dunn has done it before. He has been the the tight end, the 6th offensive lineman before. Why would you move Zach Zinter out there? He sneezed at that guy. Laid off the snap and blew that play up. Nothing redeemable on the offensive line right now for the bad. Now we get to the ugly. Number one, Deshaun Watson is lost. He is lost. He's seeing ghosts. He's trying to do it all himself. He can't make throws. He can't run anymore. He's getting smacked, buried in the dirt. He's done.
Is that a Baker reference?
Which one?
Seeing ghosts?
No, I think about Sam Darnold more than anything. Right? Remember it was Darnold, too.
Oh, that was Darnold. Yeah, you're right. That wasn't Baker. That was Sam Darnold.
I mean, I think every quarterback eventually gets there when you see things that you don't, That Bo Nix, where he goes, I didn't see that guy. Who was that threw an interception yesterday? Oh my God. Somebody threw one and I was like, you didn't even see that guy.
Probably Aaron Rodgers.
It might have been. I think it was Aaron Rodgers. It was. You're right. It was Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, that one pick, and I go, he didn't even see that guy. He got baited. Watson got baited into a throw yesterday, too. That should have been picked off. Ugly. The word quit's getting thrown around. It looks that way. You ever the saying, if it looks like a duck, sounds like a duck, and walks like a duck, it's probably a freaking duck? you see a team that looks like they're quitting, sounds like they're quitting, and is playing like they're quitting. They're probably quitting. They're probably giving up. And now you got to test the resolve of Kevin Stefanski to keep this team together, to keep it fighting. Another reason why you should probably just start James Winston.
I'm glad you're on this side.
I mean, trust me, I understand. And I don't want to say that's the easy cop-out, but it's not even like it's easy. It might be your only saving grace of keeping this together. And it comes back to the conversation we had in hour one of the show. If there is any sort of reflection on Kevin Stefanski keeping his job or not, of starting Winston or starting Watson, make the decision to keep Kevin Stefanski, or that decision will be start James Winston. That's here we are. I mentioned on the ugly, they are horribly coached, mental errors right now, and 12 freaking men on the field. I will go to Dick's Sporting Goods. You know the mat I'm talking about? They usually use it for special team, where you stand on number 6, you stand on number 8, you are number 9. That way, we only have 11 guys that walk out on the field. If you got to go peewee level on this bull crap, do it. I'm sick of seeing 12 guys on the field. It's terrible. Penalties are bad, and we still cannot tackle. Remember they said the emphasis was going to be tackling again this week? My Devin Bush video went kind of viral here.
Oh, what was he doing?
He used a horrible pursuit angle. You know what you're supposed to do as a linebacker? You play inside out. Corners and safeties, you drive your guy to the middle of the field. Linebackers, you drive them out. He took a horrible angle, overcommitted, and Austin Eckler made him look like a fool. A fool. Standing there tackling air. Allen tweets, I'm not sure how to pin him on this yet, but I'm pretty sure Deshaun Watson was to blame for that. I'll investigate. Because I don't know how it's Deshaun Watson's fault that Devin Bush was tackling air. But I'm blaming on him anyway. That was bad. That video. Woo! Oh, man. There it is. Anything else you'd like to add to the good, the bad, and the ugly, my friend? And I'll promise you this. Go ahead.
No, I'm just...
This is it. We're going to talk baseball. Here's what I want to do. We are going to break. When we come back, we are going to do the grid. We'll do the morning update. We'll do time up, and it's guards the rest of the way out. For my own sanity, for your sanity, and for everybody else, it's nothing but guards. Anything left for the Browns to get off your chest? And I have one more thing that I'm going to say to get it off my chest, and then we're moving on. Ryan, I'll let you go first, please.
I mean,
That's fine.
mine would be very very player specific.
Go ahead. Get off your chest. This is our last chance.
Is MJ Emerson good?
I still think so. I think he's struggling. I think it's in his head. I saw a couple plays from him yesterday.
I can't. I
get it.
I can't continue to watch Greg Newsome play football. It's bad for my mental health.
I thought you could say you can't watch MJ Emerson play football anymore.
I mean, I've seen glimpses.
Sure.
But I can't continue to watch Greg Newsome play football.
That's fine. I get it. And I think it obviously is compounded where I think, you know what else you're going to have to get ready for? Those are your only two corners you got. Denzel's going to miss week. He was pulled out of a game due to a hamstring. That's at least a week. At least a week. I know there's varying ones. There's high and low. He is a corner. What is the most important thing for a cornerback? To be able to run. He can't with a hamstring. Those are your only two corners right now. So yeah, I get it. Get off your chest. The final thing that I'm going to say is that as hard as all of this is, and this sucks, this is really bad. These conversations are going to continue, and I'm just going to maybe start putting my focus into baseball and basketball. And I hate being here, and we'll talk Browns, and every little thing that we keep our focus on, we'll still be there with the Browns and watching it out. The final thing that I'm going to say, watch out for this league involvement again. Just watch. Okay. I don't know about this week. You know, you just get a gut feeling. And I'm not even saying I've necessarily talked to somebody about this, but I think there's something there. Just keep an eye on that. That's all I'm going to say.
I think Roger owes us one.
I'm going to... Okay. See if I can...
Just say what comes to your mind.
I get you in trouble sometimes. The NFL is a lot about optics, right? Right? And they like doing the power play to remind players, to remind the teams, we still run this thing, okay? When you have this type of situation that it's already down and it's okay, here's basically what I'm going to say is the NFL wants Deshaun Watson to have no level of success. None. That's true. Because of how big that was, with everything that happened, they don't want him to be successful. Now, it's not like they're screwing him over, telling the refs don't give him any calls or hope this happens or whatever. But they have an opportunity now with all these chips down and a very big opportunity, and the door is now open for them to hammer it. Is that gavel still in here?
I think so. I think it's behind you.
They got a chance to drop this hammer, and I think they're going to do it.
I hope.
I think they're going to do it. I think it's what they want to do. And there you go. There you go. All right, come back. Done with the Browns. Guards, let's go. Come on. And Grid, we got to announce our giveaway later. We'll do that. Let's just roll Twitter. I think YouTube's going to be too hard. So we'll do that. We'll send out our giveaway because we got the Grid a couple weeks ago. Ryan, another opportunity for us to get right back on the Grid this week. Let's go. Time hop, Guardians bets, Monday Night Football bets. It all comes right here in Big Play. But where are we going to be this afternoon, Ryan?
Yes, Lakewood Truck Park.
Lakewood Truck Park. I stopped by on Saturday with my son to check things out. Of course, Jensen Lewis. Pregame show starts at 2 o'clock today. Lakewood Truck Park. Stop on out. Let me see if I can get you the lineup today.
Yeah, it's you know who's coming on? I'm almost positive.
Who?
Barstool Tate.
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah,
He's coming.
Do. Okay, all right. I don't know the guy. I don't know the guy, but great. Dude, do you know who's gonna be? I was talking about the food trucks. You know who's gonna be? No, I wasn't talking about guests. I was talking about because the whole point of Lakewood Truck Park is they bring in different ones, bro. Original Steaks and Hoagies is going to be there. Have you ever had Original Steaks and Hoagies?
No.
Holy God. Ooh. Primo, buddy.
What's Deshaun's cheesesteak place?
Don't even remember. I don't think it's that one. I think it's something else. But Original Steaks and Hoagies are going to be there. We are brought to you by Lipton Hard Iced Tea. Can I give you a quick... So I stopped out with my son. We had a lot to do on Saturday, but I said I want to come out and support. It's right around the corner from my house. So I picked my son up. We go over to Lakewood Truck Park. And Jensen and Dave and Nick were doing a great show. Ken was there. Pat was there. And we were hanging out. And I said, you know what? I've never had a Lipton Hard Iced Tea. And I believe there are free samples going around.
I think it's new.
Dude, it's delicious.
Yeah, it's very good.
And I grew up in a household that those cubes of the 36 Lipton Hard Iced Tea, that was a great day when you saw Mom open the trunk of her car and say, somebody's got to get the hard ice, or not hard iced tea, we're not doing ice, the iced tea out of the car.
So you're saying the moms have to grocery shop?
Well, yeah, when we were kids, my mom was grocery shopping.
Dads can't grocery shop?
I don't think I've ever seen my dad. No, he goes with my mom.
You're saying it's the mom's duty?
That's just what we did in our house.
Hey,
I'm not saying it's anybody's. I grocery shop.
Harrison Bucker over here.
No, my mom just did the grocery shop.
Okay, I see.
My dad really never went grocery. Well, it was fun because my dad would take us to the store and we'd get like all the fun stuff, the beef jerky, we were supposed to get. My dad. That's probably why my mom didn't let my dad go, because my dad would be like us going down the fruit or the chip aisle and getting all the cool stuff and that whatever. But the iced tea, the Lipton iced tea, is a staple of my childhood. I could chug those things so fast. So I wanted to try it on Saturday. They had the hard iced tea now. Bro, it tastes, because sometimes when they go, we're going to add alcohol to these type of things, and it doesn't taste good, the Lipton hard iced tea, so delicious. So come on out today, Lakewood Truck Park, 2 o'clock, dip on out of work. It's okay. Get out of work, go watch the game there, or if you're heading down to the game, stop on out with Jensen, Nick. I'm assuming Dave will be back there, all that. Lakewood Truck Park today at 2 o'clock, presented by Lipton Hard Iced Tea. So delicious, so good. And hey, man, good vibes all around because we're going to get another win today and get it done. The rest of our shows today, still a busy day. We got the pregame show starting at 2. We got Hanford tonight. I'd love to get Hanford's thoughts. And a lot of his clips have been going viral. Of course, you want to know what Blake and Greg have to say about it, and the Big Play Cleveland show coming up tonight as well. So we got it all for you right here on Big Play. Check us out, bigplay.com. Also got a lot of horse racing updates, too. Our guy in Probable Luck, man, he's doing well on some things. So, yep, there it is. Dude, Jensen just tweeted it out. about the pregame here. Garage Beer, Lipton Art Iced Tea will be there. See you there at 2 o'clock. Start at Truck Park. All right, break, plane, come to. Stay with us.
I'm Garage Beer, and this is Bobby Carpenter.
Garage Beer. Beer flavored beer.
Beef with an F? Okay, my bad. It's crisp and cool, and it doesn't taste like ass. I'm Bobby Carpenter. I drink in garages because my wife says I don't belong inside. If you like a cold breeze on your bag, drink Garage Beer. It's American, and so can you. Garage Beer. Beer flavored beer.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just that's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
Hi everyone, Tim Kitzrow from NBA Jam and NFL Blitz. You're listening to
And I think they got 11 last year because we were just riding the highs of Flacco fever and the crazy run that they went on in the second half of the season this year. I'm going to go 10-7 as my Browns record prediction. I'll take a game away. I agree wholeheartedly with what Bruce said, that this division is brutal, and the Browns are going to have to take care of business early on in this season because they don't catch a divisional game until like week 7 or week 8. So you got to beat Dallas. You got to win some of these winnable games early, so that way you've got a little bit of a cushion in the AFC North when those games begin. I'll go 10-7 for the Browns this year.
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby as Authentic takes them around the far turn. Tis the Laws making his move now, and they're into the stretch. These two stride for stride. Authentic, tis the Law. Here's the wire. Authentic has won the Kentucky Derby.
All right, welcome back. Fontana Show. We're going to be Browns free from the rest of the way on. So we got to get to the guards. We'll get to our Monday Night Football plays, morning update grid. We got it all. Ryan's got the stories, though. Take it on away.
All right, well, we spent most of the morning talking about a pretty bad football team, so let's shift gears. Let's talk about a great football team.
Yeah.
Ohio State, they beat Iowa 35-7. Offense
Wasn't good
turns
enough
up
for
in the
some
second
people for
half.
some
I did see that article.
reason.
Will Howard, 209 yards, 4 touchdowns. Jeremiah Smith continues to wow, 4 catches, 89 yards, and a touchdown. OSU, of course, big matchup next week against number 3 ranked Oregon Ducks.
You know, that's the thing. Again, when you're talking about, I know Iowa was, 3-1 going into the game, 4-1, whatever it might be. Like, you should beat them. You covered still. I think it was only an 18-point spread, which was a nice one there. What else do you want them to do? Like, there's not going to be much until you get to this Oregon level type of game that they are just doing what you're asking them to do. Now, the nice thing about Oregon is they've been playing their role, too. It's not been quite as easy for them at 5-0. Again, you beat Michigan State by 21. You're able to handle UCLA. Like, go back to the Boise State game where they had to come back around. You set it up. They're undefeated, 2 versus 3. That's all I ask for. I don't look in these type of games and ask for style points. Now, the thing is, why Ohio State and Oregon are in a really good spot, somebody's going to lose on Saturday, right? I hope it's the Ducks. They're still both going to make the playoffs. You want to talk about Alabama now doing what they did against Vanderbilt? I was so on watching those goalposts go thrown in the river. I was watching all the updates as they're carrying it through downtown. I'm like, yes, this is great. This is awesome. I love it. Does the tweets come out? Okay, yeah, you beat Georgia. You'd be better off. I think Bo Bishop sent this tweet out. I think Bo was right. You would be better off finishing your season 9-3 with those 3 losses coming to Georgia, Clemson, whatever, than being 11-1 and your 1 loss is to Vanderbilt.
Maybe.
I'm not. Alabama's going to make it. Alabama's going to make it. But again, if they do lose multiple games and that's one of your losses, I get emotional letdown. That's something that I'm not even saying that Nick Saban was immune to, because that certainly had happened in the past. But that's when I think you look a lot at Kalen DeBoer. Did you see that video of them snatching some guy texting on the sidelines?
No.
There's a video. I don't know if it was Kalen DeBoer. I think it was an assistant coach. There's a guy.
A player?
He wasn't in uniform, so I don't know if he was a staffer, if he was a guy that just wasn't on the dress list. And he's sitting there, and he's like texting on his phone. The guy comes up, and he literally just snatches it away from him, gives him a death stare, and walks away. I'm like, what's going on there? Again, you probably could get in trouble for that. I have no idea. But anyway, back to Ohio State, Oregon. Buckeyes did everything asked of them. Again, I don't look for style points in these games. Maybe you like a few games where, at least for part of it, you have a little bit of a game. You know what I mean? Like at half, you're only up 7-0, and then they come out. Mecca Buka is insane. Jeremiah Smith is still insane, and you do have your guys playing 4 quarters of football. That's the other important thing too. If you run through all this stuff and none of these guys play into the 4th quarter, are they going to be ready to go for a game on Saturday where you believe you're going to be there? Judkins is still good. Howard 5 total touchdowns. I'm just fine. I am just fine about where Ohio State is at right now. And it's all geared up for Saturday, man. That game is going to be so much fun. It's going to be awesome. Is that a 3:30 kick? No, it's 7:30, NBC. It's right. It's a night game. Damn well better be. So it's awesome. Those are the games you live for. We're in a good spot. They're both going to make the playoff, in my opinion. Let's fight it out and see what we got.
All right, Matt, if I was to say the number 10, would you have any idea what that relates to in terms of baseball right now?
Baseball. Honestly, I thought Brady Quinn for a second. No.
That's the amount of games Cleveland Guardians need to win to break the drought. They're looking for game 2 tonight. Detroit at Cleveland, of course. 4:08 first pitch. Matthew Boyd on the mound for the Guards facing his former team. Tigers ace Tariq Skubal on the mound for them. Detroit is the favorite in this one, Matt. Over-under sitting there at 5.5.
Cleveland comes into this one. It's from Cleveland.com.
I did my math right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
10, right? Yeah.
Because, again, they have to win 2 more here.
And then 4-4.
4-4.
Look at me.
4-4. Mathing. That's how we do it. This is from Joe Noga of Cleveland.com. When the Guardians win the first game of their series, they are 6-4 in postseason play, closing that on. Again, some of those are 7-game series. This is a 5-game series. I think obviously that first game is huge. But you've also put yourself in a situation of all that pressure being on Skubal. This is okay. Obviously, postseason is a lot different than regular season, right? You saw everything that Tariq Skubal had. You saw everything that he had in that game to get out of Houston, right?
He developed knuckleball last week.
Did he? Okay, good. Yeah, get ready for that. All right, Dickie style. Let's go. So, the fact that you have seen Skubal, which is fine, but again, it's like he emptied the tank. And I'm not saying that pitchers don't do that in the regular season, but you kind of know what he's going to do to attack you. I have no rhyme or reason to believe any of this when I say this, right? I just don't know if he can do it again. That's just really hard to do again for another game in a row for a young pitcher like that. So I look at it and really, I hope he doesn't do it again. I hope we can get after him. Score first. One key thing for me today, this afternoon, they score first. Put a little pressure back on him. See where it goes.
Would you rather play the Yankees or Royals?
I mean, it's going to be the Yankees. So
you're so sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Of all the craziness that's going to happen, it'll eventually. I'd like the Padres to knock out the Dodgers. I'd love that. I still think the Phillies are going to win that series. The Yankees are now the new favorite in Vegas, by the way. They've overtaken the Dodgers and the Phillies, so now they're the new favorite. I think it's still going to be the Royals. I do. I'm sorry, the Yankees. The Yankees, not the Royals. It's going to be the Yankees. So it doesn't really matter. We got to get there first, take care of your business, get it done, get a little extra rest. playing on out. Let's go.
Alrighty, well, lastly for the morning update, we'll make it a quicker one because we got
We got
stuff
a
to
grid.
do.
It's 10:30. So we got
LeBron
plenty to do.
James and Bronny James,
Yes.
of course, make history Sunday night. The first father and son duo to play in an NBA game. The Lakers did lose, but who cares? History happened.
History.
James quote, "For a father, it means everything. For someone who didn't have that growing up, to be able to have that influence on your kids and have that influence on your son, be able to have moments with your son, and ultimately to be able to work with your son. I think that's one of the greatest things that a father can ever hope for or wish for." Matt, how much will you be watching LeBron and Bronny, the storyline?
To be honest with you, not much. Now, one thing.
You hate kids.
No. That was not an NBA game. Okay? And like, I understand that it's preseason and I'm not taking away from that glory. You can say that when they actually play a regular season game. I see it all the time about the rookies. They're like, oh, he's making his NBA debut. No, he's not. It's a preseason game.
Just say you hate LeBron.
I don't hate LeBron. I don't have any hate towards Brian. They can do whatever they want. It's not a real game. They will set that record whenever their home opener is or whenever the season opener is in a couple of weeks. It's a preseason game. It's not a regular NBA game. I don't think it is. Sorry. Anything else? Is that it? No, it's a preseason game. It doesn't count.
No, I get it. You don't like cool
count.
stories.
Yeah. You know what I love? Manny Machado yelling at Jack Flaherty, "I'll meet you outside." There's a video. He goes, "I'll meet you outside. I'll meet you outside."
There's some
And
people in the MLB.
Those hardo badass. I'll meet you in the
There's
parking
some
lot.
people in the MLB, bro. I would not want to score up with. Manny is one of them.
Manny's a big dude.
Yeah,
he is a big dude. I would not. That's a great question.
Who's like the?
See, Judge is so big, but like I don't think he's that mean. Obviously, you don't want to square up with Jose. He knows what he's doing out there. You don't want to do that. A little scrappy there. I am obsessed with this video. He goes, "I'll meet you outside." He goes, "I'll meet you outside." He points over. He goes, "I'll meet you out. I'll meet you out there." And he just goes, "Yep. That's fine." Dude, I love that crap. I love that. I just little vibe to it. Maybe we get down to the Guardians Tigers today. A little scrappy. Let's go. Speaking of scrappy, let's go, Ryan. Another week for us here. Here's how it goes. We do have our giveaway, which we're going to announce at the end of the show. We'll tell you what you can win. We're just going to do Twitter to make it easy. I don't know how to make YouTube work, so just go follow us now at Matt Fontana Show. We'll send out the tweet to retweet to win a prize today. When we go 5 for 5, we'll do it again next week. And we'll keep going. As long as we keep getting these, man, I'll keep getting prizes. I will keep getting prizes for us as we go.
World Series tickets?
I thought about it because I have tickets for today, but I'm going to win. So, sorry. But maybe. I can't. That's not the prize for this week, but you never know. Let's get there. Let's see how it goes. You know how it works. Up and down, left and right. 9 minutes for the win today on a Monday. Go.
Sorry, I'm just ripping the easy ones.
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't care about rarity score here.
Keeps the rarity score does not
So
matter.
what-
Keeps me open.
Do you think Ben was ever first team All-Pro? Because there's only one quarterback.
I honestly thought about Troy Polamalu.
Right. I mean, well, Antonio Brown. Oh, he works for Patriots, isn't he?
So does Juju Smith-Schuster. But Juju also works up there. Yeah, I like how we work this. I like we're getting better.
Right.
We're getting better. Okay, another one I thought was Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, I would have
thought
think
first
he
team
did.
All-Pro.
Well,
but I
we
don't
could
know.
we could be safe. Had to have been Troy Palmer.
Correct.
Right? There's no way it wasn't.
I don't know how well. Go Troy. Then that opens us up for somebody else. Okay. So now we're to Juju.
Yeah, so let's rip him here.
But again, can you do Steelers Patriots?
That's Antonio Brown, no?
Oh yeah. I'm such a dumbass.
He definitely played for the Patriots, right?
Yeah, we're overthinking it. Antonio Brown, Juju.
Sussing me out. Made me think I was wrong.
No, you're good.
Juju, Poop,
Juju.
Schuster. Or it's what is it?
It's right there. Juju Smith.
Juju, Poop, Shitster or something like that.
All right. Green Bay Patriots. Huh. Ooh.
That one guy.
Yeah, that one guy. Not Charles Woodson. I don't think Bubba Franks. Offensive line wise. Oh man. No, John Runyon's not there. I think he's somewhere else. Giants. Hunter Henry, no. He just got there. Austin Hooper, I don't think so. I don't know why I'm on tight ends for some reason. All right, we might have to circle that back to that. All right, Saints players.
Saints, Packers, is that not Jared Cook? Am I making that up? I might be making that up.
I don't remember him in Green Bay.
Did Randall Cobb play for the Saints?
I don't think
Making
so.
that up.
Ted Ginn Jr. didn't play for any of those other teams. Brandon Cooks. Don't think so.
Nope.
Nope.
Jarvis Landry, nope.
I don't think he ever appeared in a game for the Saints, did he? Anyway, yeah.
Saints. Jeez.
Tyrann
Honey
Matthew.
Badger.
Yep. Tyrann Matthew.
Okay.
Tyrann.
A-N?
A-N-N.
How do you know how to spell it?
I don't know. It's a weird one. I don't know. I don't know. Tyrann Matthew. I'm very clearly not Googling, because if I did, we'd get a lot better than a good one. All right, Saints, Packers. Oh, Jimmy Graham. Other tight end, right?
Forgot he was a traitor.
Jimmy Graham.
Steelers.
All right, Saints, Steelers. Saints, Steelers. Robert Spillane? Did he play in Pittsburgh? I know he's with the Raiders now. He was in New Orleans. Why do I keep thinking that he started in Pittsburgh?
I don't know.
Okay, we have time. We're only at 4 minutes, so we have time. But if we can't think of anything else, remember Robert Spillane. There. Okay, Martavis Bryant, Mike Wallace, D'Angelo Williams, Mark Ingram went to Baltimore. I don't think he ever went to Pittsburgh. Quarterbacks, Mitch Trubisky, no. Mason Rudolph, I don't think so. Duck Hodges, no idea.
No, I don't think quarterback.
Touchdown Tommy Maddox? No idea. He came over from Europe. I have no idea if he played.
Patrick Peterson never played for the Saints, did he?
No, you want to believe that he did, but I don't think so. Ugh, why do I feel like there is a corner for some reason? I don't know. All those Ohio State guys that were in, New Orleans, like Von Bell, no. Eli Apple, don't think so. Marshawn Lattimore's still there. I keep coming back, man. I think I really like the Robert Spillane call.
You can rip it.
I kind of like the Robert Spillane.
You think he started his
I think he started in Pittsburgh.
2018 to 2024.
Yeah. I know he's with Vegas right now.
If you have to shave your beard.
No, I'm not doing that.
I'm obsessed
I
with
think
that.
we're good. I think we're good there. He only ever played this.
Oh, Matthew. I already exited that one.
Okay, we got to do
Oh,
God!
you know what? It happens, man.
We have finished it out on our Wordle. For those that don't know, we get one per week of if we screw up, we do Wordle. Happened to us before. All right. Guards or guard? Go guard. Okay.
What about... Oh, no, there's no G. I was going to do Tiger.
You could do it just to see the other ones. But we'd use the R and the G. At least you find out if the R is at the end. Okay, so we have a U somewhere. Oh, poor doesn't like, no. The R is like, I don't know why I'm on like poor and sour.
Okay, well, it probably ends in OR.
Or, oh yeah, I is gone too.
Right.
So it's gotta be. Or S. Or no, S then R. No, you're right. It's gotta be OR.
You would think.
Minor? But then we don't need, there's no I in it.
Well, I'm not going to click it necessarily.
But we don't have an I. So could you, like.
It's not manner. There's no A.
Yep.
I mean, we can just rip that.
Yeah, rip it and see, I guess.
Jeez.
Could.
We got an O.
So it's got to be OU. It's got to be blank OU blank R. It's got to be blank OU blank R.
What?
Or not R, but I'm saying blank then R.
Okay.
It's got to be. Right?
No.
Where else would the O and the U go? Like,
If it ends in UR.
I guess it could, yeah. Okay. It's not armor. It's too many words.
Letters.
Or letters, yeah, sorry. That version of armor, like, yo, ARMOR, but that's not what we're looking at here. Starting with L, P. B.
It starts with U.
Again, I want to say under, but that doesn't, we're already out all the other letters that we need. I think S is going to be a one here. For some reason, I think like it starts with an S. Like SOU blank R. I have no idea what that could be. What if I couldn't end in two R's, right?
Right. I guess no.
No. I can't really think of any. Okay. Yeah. We might just need to come up with another, like, we just might need to rip one more to get us some more letters here. Okay. Wow. I like it. Right, let's go. Nice. Nice. Nice.
How we doing?
All right. Pressure is off. Day one in the books. Here we are. Done and dusted. Let's go. All right. I feel better now. I feel better. I feel really good about time up. Let's run through it quick. Then we're getting into our guards plays. We'll get to Monday Night Football. Let's take it away, right? All right, we head on back to state 2022. Probably a bit of a good omen. Guards, Rays, playoffs. We get a 2-1 win over the Rays this day, 2022. Let me see if I can pull you up a box score here. Guardians, 2 hits each from Ahmed Rosario and Jose Ramirez. Your starting pitcher that day, Shane freaking Bieber. 7 2/3 innings with just 1 run, 3 hits, and 8 strikeouts to beat the Rays 2-1. Let me see if we can find. I want to know what happened. That's right. Jose Ramirez had a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 6th that proved to be the game winner for the Guardians this day 2022. So a good omen for today. Not a good omen. I remember this game very vividly. Remember Monday Night Football when the Browns went out to go play the 49ers? We lost 31-3. I remember that game. Happened this day 2019. Yep. Had a little swag. Baker thought it was it. We're on a bunch of primetime games, and we got smoked by the 49ers this day 2019. Browns beat the Ravens in overtime 12-9 this day 2018. I don't know if I remember this game. Okay, 2018. We got the win to improve to 2-2-1. Of course, Baker's rookie year, all that. We beat Joe Flacco that day. Lamar Jackson attempted one pass, but Flacco was the starter. Threw for 298, but just one interception. Baker a touchdown and an interception, then went to Hollywood Higgins. And that was it. Greg Joseph, 2 out of 3 on field goals. I guess just a real low-scoring game, 12-9 this day, 2018 versus the Ravens. This day, 2016, Game 2 of the ALDS. Indians blanked the Red Sox 6-0. Corey Kluber, 7 innings, 7 strikeouts, no runs. Lonnie Chisenhall had a 3-run home run for the Indians this day, 2016, on our way to go into the World Series. This day, 2003, Arnold Schwarzenegger was sworn in as the governor of California. This day, 1984, Walter Payton passed Jim Brown's career mark of 12,312 rushing yards and his 100-yard game. That was his 58th in his career. He surpassed both those records of Jim Brown that day in 84. This day, 1977, Queen releases We Will Rock You when We Are the Champions. Favorite Queen song? Oh my God, what was our bracket going to be?
Overrated, but I would say... Oh, God, what's that one called?
Bohemian Rhapsody?
No, oh my God. That's the most overrated song in history.
What?
Yep, I will stand by
Disagree
that.
vehemently, but okay.
I'll stand by that.
All right. Killer Queen?
Oh my gosh, what? Yes, that's a Killer Queen.
Killer Queen. That's a good one. That's a very good one. I said something to Pat last week. I go, that's going to be our bracket next week. I can't remember what it was.
Some music, I take it?
No, I don't think it was. It was something sports related. I'll have to text him. I can't remember what it was. I really can't. I said write it down. All right, this day, 1916, Georgia Tech defeats Cumberland 222-0. Georgia Tech had 978 yards of rushing. They did not attempt a pass, and they had 32 rushing touchdowns in the game. Cumberland finished minus 42 rushing yards, 2 out of 18 passing, with 6 interceptions. 222-0 this day, 1960. Very happy birthday goes out to Dick Geron, Charles Woodson, Olivier Vernon, Richard Hollywood Higgins, John Mellencamp, Simon Cowell, and Tony Braxton, all celebrating birthdays today. All right, here's a weird thing for you. I've got 2 TV shows that debuted the same day in 1996.
Okay, 96.
So the first one, wait a minute. There's no way. I got it then. Okay, they're both animated television shows. Okay. Sure. Yeah, you never do well on them. And I thought this one debuted much earlier in the 90s, but I guess it didn't.
Cat Dog.
No, Cat Dog's a great movie, or great show, but no, it is not.
SpongeBob's great thing.
No, SpongeBob's like 99, I think. This is 96. Okay. I'll kind of help you out here a little bit.
Commentary.
First one, it is the title character's name. The name of the show is just the name of the title character.
Arthur.
Arthur's correct.
Let's go.
My hint was give me an 8-year-old aardvark, and I think you would have got that. What was his friend's name? The rabbit? Buster. Yeah. DW.
Oh, no, wasn't Buster the bully? No, am I tripping?
No, I think you're thinking of Roger from Doug. I don't know why that's what I thought of.
What? No, I'm not.
You're not.
I don't even know what Doug is.
You don't know who Doug is?
I know. Isn't he a weird looking dude?
Doug, yeah. Doug's
like
like
a straight
Skeeter.
nerd.
Yeah. Patty Mayonnaise and all that. That's Doug. No, Buster's his friend, the rabbit. Yeah, that's it. Muffy, DW's his little sister.
Muffy?
Muffy was his
That's
friend.
kind of a crazy name.
Muffy. Mary Alice Crosswire is a monkey who has long red hair. She usually wears 2 braids adorned with purple bows.
I think the bully was Binky.
Binky? I never was really all
Wow,
in.
Muffy's a crazy name.
Muffy. Yeah, Muffy. I had a friend who had a dog named Muffy. Muffy and Buffy. They're 2 dogs. One was Muffy and one was Buffy. There you go. All right, final thing. Another animated series. This day, 1996.
Okay.
Another group where the title character's name is also a part of the name of the show.
It's a title group.
The main character's name.
Hey Arnold.
That is correct.
Oh, I'm him.
Everybody wanted Arnold's room, by the way. You know?
No.
Boarding.
I don't know what that.
You never saw Arnold's room in Hey Arnold?
No.
What?
I'm not old.
What? You've never even stumbled across Hey Arnold. One of my favorite episodes, there's a lot. The stoop kid's afraid to leave his stoop. Do you remember that?
No.
What? There was a character, he never left his stoop. He would just sit outside on his stoop. And Arnold took it upon himself to help Stoop Kid get off the stoop. Stoop Kid's afraid to leave his stoop. Stoop Kid's afraid to leave his stoop. There's another episode they were trying to set world records, and they built the biggest pizza puff in the world.
A pizza what?
Stinky Helga.
Nope.
Nothing?
Nope.
Oh man, Hey Arnold was goated. Hey Arnold was great. So the other premise was he lived with his grandparents in a boarding house. So they ran a boarding house of all these crazy characters and all that other kind of stuff. But there was a, like, you know, a lot of these shows, like, there's a dark side underneath. Nobody ever understood what happened to Arnold's parents. And there were episodes, because this show got serious at times.
They drown.
What's that?
They drown.
How do you know?
I don't. I'm just guessing.
Oh, there was something about Hey Arnold and his parents. Because it was like they were, again, there was an episode, I can't remember what. This show got heavy too, right? Where, why do I want to say he opened like a briefcase or something?
Yeah, I think it was a bomb.
No, stop that. Like his grandparents had held on to it. And they were like, this is finally time for us to tell you what happened to your parents. Or something like you watch it as a kid and you're like, this is terrible.
I think they just left him.
No, it was like they okay, here it is. They disappeared on a humanitarian mission. That's what it was. That they left to go like help sick people in another country, and they like never came back.
Well,
and you're like,
the government killed them.
And you're like, how dark is this, you know, this show? And here it is. Ultimately, Arnold discovers that his parents actually caught this sleeping sickness that they went to go try to claim and fix themselves, meaning that they've been asleep the whole time. And apparently there's a reunion in the movie? I guess you get your payoff. He finds his parents. Okay, great. Hey Arnold, the Jungle movie.
I'm getting told, Hey Arnold's parents got the Amelia Earhart treatment.
You know what? Weren't they in a? That's right. I think that's right.
And then a shark ate him.
I don't know about that, but there was something about they were on a plane and they were gone and they weren't a part of it, and just I didn't see the movie, so maybe that was your payoff. But yeah, Hey Arnold's parents. That was dark. That was a dark one. I remember that. All right, folks, let's go Guards. Come on, we got to get this one today. I'm feeling really damn good, and I think you got your pressure solely put right there on the Guardians for today. I'm over to the Action Network. Let's run through it. Detroit is a minus 130 favorite today, which tells you all you need to know about Tariq Skubal on the hill. Matthew Boyd's going to be there. Let's roll. Their prediction from Betting Network, or Action Network, is under 6.5. You can get that at minus 124. I see it at minus 110. They like it all the way up to minus 120. At under 6.5. And what they're playing there is, you say Matthew Boyd, who's been pitching well, and especially Tariq Skubal coming in. Skubal coming in, he's going to win the Cy Young. 18-4, 2.39 ERA on the season, and he did face the Guardians once earlier this season. Let me see if I can find that quick for you here. Okay, his stats. Oh, split. Sorry, I want splits, not splits. Okay, here we go. Versus Cleveland this year, one start, got the win, going 7 innings, gave up only 1 run, 6 strikeouts, but he sprayed 10 hits. Guardians batted .333 against him that day when they faced him. Obviously, Boyd on the other side of it, he's been pitching really well. I I said 4-2. I kind of maybe like the under on this. The betting preview here as well. Skubal gives the Tigers an automatic edge. He's the best pitcher in baseball, as we know, but equally as dominant are his hitting metrics. Average exit velocity, strikeout rate, walk-to-hit ratio, and all that is ranking high around baseball. Then you follow Skubal's a bullpen that ranked 5th in ERA this past season. Of course, we know how good our bullpen is. They've been solid as well. The betting preview for Matthew Boyd is this. The lineup is struggling a little bit as they started to get into the playoffs. The good news is they can lean on a strong pitching staff beginning with Boyd. 8 starts this season. He boasted a 2.7 ERA, which is a 1.1 walk and hit per inning. His analytics suggest future success, given that Boyd ranked in the top half of baseball in exit velocity, strikeout rate, barrel ball, and hard hit rate. And they could turn early to a bullpen that's been the best in baseball due to the rest. So they really like the under on this. They like the Guardians plus a 1.5 if you were to play the under. So if you imagine this is going to be a pitching dominant game, you're going to take the under, you take the Guardians plus that 1.5. I just don't know if I really like. I'm just taking the Guardians to win. 76% of the bets are on the Tigers to cover the spread today. 58% of the bets, only 43% of the money is on the Tigers outright to win today. They're only 2-3 in their last 5 games against the spread. They are 15 games above 500 on the road. The over has not hit in the Guardians' last 5 games. So that tells you probably take the under on this one as well. Look at some of those other guys.
Didn't it literally hit the other day?
No, because the over-under was 7.5. We scored 7.
I saw 6.5.
Did you see 6.5? Did you get that? I guess so.
Because Dave bet it.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's different places. Again, play it out. Again, if you can get today at 7.5 or you want to buy it up to 7.5, I think I like that for today. But a lot on Boyd. Get the bats going. We roll today. Monday Night Football. Chiefs.
I need 10 points out of the Saints kicker to win my fantasy matchup.
You might be all right.
Yeah, big night.
Chiefs 5.5-point home favorites welcoming Derek Carr and the Saints. When Dennis Allen is an underdog of a field goal or more, his team is only 6-29 straight up in that. Also, when that specific game of being more than a field goal dog is played after the 1 o'clock window, his teams are 2-14 in that. Carr on the road is just 24, 35, and 2 against the spread. He is the least profitable quarterback in the last 7 years on the road. He's also struggled in his career facing a defense that has allowed 21 points or more in a season. So again, you're facing a defense you should put up points against. Oh, wait. He is nearly 20 games under 500 against the spread when facing a defense who is not very good. He also struggles in night games. In his last 5 night games, Derek Carr is 0-4-1 against the spread, and he is just 2-7-1 against the spread in his last 10 games at night. You flip it over for Patrick Mahomes. He is good on Monday Night Football. 6-2 straight up and 4-3-1 against the spread after losing his last Monday Night Football game to the Eagles a year ago. In home night games, though, he is just 11-11 against the spread. KC, a big favorite on Monday Night Football. In his career, when Patrick Mahomes is 3 points or shorter, he is 25-8-1 against the spread. But when he's more than a 3-point favorite, 5.5 here, he's only 38-43-3 against the spread in his career. In his career, Mahomes has made a start when the Chiefs score 17 points or fewer in their previous game 11 times. The next game after they score 17 or less, he is 10-1. He's won those 10 games consecutively. He has not lost a game after he scored 17 or less since 2009. The following game, I should say. So this is all slamming to Kansas City here. Against the, all right, nothing really else right there. 5.5 it is. Who do you got?
Jackson Mahomes.
I will do the same. KC it is -5.5. All right, folks, enjoy the hell out of your day. Do not forget Lakewood Truck Park. Get there 2 o'clock today. Jensen will be there. Lipton Hard Iced Tea, Garage Beer. We're going to be hanging out there starting at 2 o'clock. Then tonight, Blake and Greg Williams, the Hanford Show, and of course, Big Play Cleveland, all getting ready to go for the Guardians at 4 o'clock. We'll back for a 2 for Tuesday edition tomorrow at 9 a.m. We'll see you out at Truck Park at 2 o'clock. For Ryan Tyler, I'm Matt Fontana, and as always, the giveaway.
Bruh.
Do you want to just announce it?
Let's do it tomorrow.
Do it tomorrow. Be tuned in tomorrow. We'll get to it then. For Ryan Tyler, I'm Matt Fontana. As always, go Guards. Take it easy.